Hey, welcome to the Chosen Mom channel. I am the Chosen Mom, and on this channel, we talk about being a mom God's way. On this episode, we're going to talk about instilling biblical fear into our children. Millennials are so against fear. They're so against instilling fear in their children, and it's doing our children's generation a disservice. If your child don't have at least a little bit of fear in their hearts towards you, your child will be a problem and have a lot of problem, especially spiritually. As I was looking up the meaning of fear, the first couple definitions was to be afraid, right? But then as I scroll down, I see that there's a old-fashioned meaning of fear, which means reverence. Another word for reverence is respect. Ultimately, the goal for us is to instill the fear of God in our children. But if your child who sees you every day, the child that you take care of every day, don't fear you, how are they going to fear someone that they can't see, which is God? It reminds me of the scripture 1 John 4:10. 1 John 4:10 basically talks about if you hate your brother and you say you love God, you're a liar. How can you hate someone that you see but love someone that you can't see? It reminds me of that scripture in a way, because if your child don't fear you, the person that they see, the person that provides their every needs every day, how are they going to fear God? Someone that they can't see, someone that they feel don't provide for them, because ultimately we know that God is the provider, but they just think we're the provider as the parents. So if they don't fear us, how are they going to fear God? A lot of times when I see the topic about fear in children online, the millennial parents are always saying, oh, I don't want my child to fear me because then my child is not going to come and tell me anything. No. If your child fear you, they won't come to you with things that go against your family values and against the godly principles that you have instilled in them. I'm not going to say sometimes children won't go against the things that we teach them, because they're still, children. But if they know that mommy and daddy don't accept that, and if they know that God don't accept that, they're not going to come to you. I mean, we do want our children to come to us about everything, but if they know that this thing that I just did is going to disappoint my parents, most likely they won't do it again, because how it made them feel. And then just in the back, when you do something you're not supposed to do, it's like your conscience is just eating you up. Usually children that have fear in their heart towards their parents, even if they do slip up and do something they're not supposed to, that conscience is going to eat them up. Fear can be instilled in children without you beating them. You can instill fear by setting family standards and instilling godly principles, letting them know what God expects, letting them know that God is for this and against that. When my kids do things that's not okay, I let them know, like, God don't like that. God is upset with that. God don't want us to do that. That's me setting godly standards. That's me letting them know what's okay in the sight of God and what's not. It's crazy because millennials are so against instilling fear, but the behavior of the younger generation, these children are reckless. And it's because they don't fear nothing. They don't fear their parents. They don't fear authority, and they most definitely don't fear God. The little boy that fears his dad is not going to be out in the streets robbing people. The little girl that fears her parents is not going to be in class cursing out her teachers. That is children that don't fear their parents. And the thing is, millennials just want to be their children's friend. You can have a great relationship with your children, but they still know that I have to respect mommy. I won't do this because I fear daddy, and I don't want to disappoint my parents. My last video, I talked about all these new parenting books. These are the type of things that they're putting in these books. Your child shouldn't fear you. Your child should be able to come to you about anything. I don't believe that God agrees with that. I know he don't agree with that. You guys may think the no limit soldiers are funny. No limit soldiers, if you don't know what that is basically toddlers that just don't fear nothing. Like they just do what they want. They can stand on the roof and jump off because they're no limit soldiers. It's funny now, which I don't think it's funny, but society think it's funny now at 3 years old. But at 13, they're going to be wondering why I can't get this child under control. What am I doing wrong? What you did wrong was not set family standards and instill some type of fear in their hearts by standing on godly principles. God is expecting us to train our children in the way that they should go so that when they're old, they should never depart from it. This is one of the things that God is going to judge us for. Did you instill biblical fear in your children? So this is what this channel is about. This is doing motherhood God's way. This is the Chosen Mom channel. And I hope to see you guys again. Thank you for watching.
Raising children. Wish I could help you understand. The fast life slows down.